Hello, Soul Play family. It is I, Gwen Juvenal, and I am here to introduce you to our new show, Gwen's Crazy Magic Playtime podcast show. If this is your first time checking it out, there are some things that you should be informed of. Number one, this is a podcast about experiencing and jumping into play. It's going to look different every time we do this and every day and for every single person. So today, as we jump in, I am going to be playing the role of the king for a little while. And then I am playing the role of a princess for a while. Now, as we go through the process of this amazing soul play with Corina Angela Winn, there will be opportunities for you to enter into your own experience. It may be really deep. You may be touching into emotions that you haven't allowed yourself to experience before or be with. But now, in the safe container, you are able to access them. As you access them, I encourage you to write down and journal about your experience and go through the process and continue until you open yourself into that illuminating light. You experience yourself in that presence that I take you to through this process. And then as you step out, your energy will shift and flow differently. This is the power of soul play and Gwen's crazy magic playtime. The more you are willing to inhabit these different archetypes, to truly speak through these voices, the more power and opportunity it gives you. So I encourage you to jump in today with me and Corina and jump in to soul play.
Boop a doop a doop a doop a doop a doop doo doo. Boop a doop a doop a doop a doop a doop boo.
It's a lovely day in the neighborhood. I'm walking down the street. And who should float up next to me but Cackling Galaxy? And my friends, they come out 'cause they know it's all about Gwen's Playtime, Crazy Magic Playtime podcast show. Gwen's Playtime, Crazy Magic Playtime. Join in the singing, the dancing, the dreaming. Boop, boop, boop.
It's crazy magic playtime. Walk into the new together and thank the old together. And this is something I'm doing with my king crown on today as we enter into Gwen's Crazy Magic Playtime podcast show with Corina Angela Winn. Corina, I am so happy you're here with me today. And I know some people, of course, who will watch this will know exactly who you are. But if you could do a tiny little expression of who you are, even if it's not tied to the earthly realm that we know now, it doesn't matter. Just share with us who you are, a declaration of Corina.
Thank you so much for having me, Gwen. It's a pleasure and fun time to be here. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you. Let's see. I'm an automatic writer. I've been channeling for a very, very long time. I started automatically writing when I was 7. Started awakening when I was 5. And wrote my first book and published it in 2023 when that came through in 2019. So it's been a very interesting road. So
Mm,
it's a little snippet. Mm.
that's beautiful,
Mhm.
Corina. I am so excited because, of course, when you say these words, of course, I tie in and feel your guides and all who are always present with you, and it's fun. It's like, yay! You have this amazing system of a beautiful support, people who are mm, dedicated and devoted to you and
And
have
vice
honored
versa.
exactly and honor your devotion,
Oh, yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
it goes both ways.
Yeah.
You
100%.
know, as we key into what we're bringing into the earth, it's
Hmm.
we make beautiful connections. with
Yeah.
people, and we work together to bring forth something. We're not a lone island, so to speak, right? It's not how it is. So
Sometimes it feels like that, but
yes, we can feel that at
Yeah.
times. Absolutely. We can feel that at
Mhm.
times. And that's a part of the process. That's a part of our story. That's a part of what we get to walk through.
Yeah.
And today I wanted to bring us into, all of those who have not explored Crazy Magic Playtime yet, Gwen's Crazy Magic Playtime. We're going to be continuing kind of a theme that was established a little bit earlier in some of the first episodes. And I'm wearing my king crown right now. And in one of my first episodes, my friend Matt was playing the king, and he also played an urchin and other things. He stepped into those roles. And so if you aren't familiar with this kind of playtime, we get to step into different roles, different views, and it's in a way to help loosen perhaps, or help us to see into various aspects of ourselves that maybe were hidden before, we weren't able to see before, and help to invite them to come forward. So me as the king, ever since, I recorded the first episodes, interestingly enough, 3 years ago. Corina, does this sound familiar to you? Right? And suddenly they're out. And since I did that first adventure, I knew there was some resolving that got to happen concerning the relationship between the king and his daughter, the princess. And that today I was like, you know what? I'm feeling like that gets to come into fruition, and I get to walk through it, and it doesn't matter who I'm with. We all have our stories that continue. We all have these things that we get to address with each other, right? And within ourselves. And so it was kind of this funny thing that I saw. Oh, I was holding myself a little hostage because my friend Matt was not here to do this with me. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm the king too. I'm
Yeah.
the king and the princess and this and that and everything else in between. And
Yeah.
so I get to today, and I felt like, oh, this is going to be big. I get to step in as the king for a minute, and it's going to be kind of interesting because Karina, you're going to get to jump in and play different voices and help open the king in his mind and how he's seeing things right now,
Mhm.
to allow for a new world to
Mhm.
come to be,
Good.
right? And that's what we're here to do. Karina, you asked, what's the theme? And what came through me is a whole new world. We're stepping into
Yeah.
a whole new world. And the king, symbolically, any of you who've studied archetypes and everything else, the king is the one who looks over the land. He lays the law down. He's the one that helps provide the number one, the sense of security for his people.
Mhm.
And he um it's like his energy is provides the field of how people can live in the kingdom, and what's possible and available to them. And so I know this is a lot of juxtaposition, but if any of you are new to any of this kind of play, when we jump in, this is kind of one of the ways you get to see this, and you get to open up these archetypes within yourself as we jump in and we play today. And so I'm going to jump in with you, Karina, but I'm being nudged that you get to offer an opening into this experience, because there's something specific that we're going to address with the king. But we're going to first ground, and we're going to enter into the throne room and the king and where he's sitting and what's happening here with the king. But Karina, you get to be, this is exciting. You get to help open us, ground us and open us in our imagination into the world of the king and what's happening here today. Okay, I'm going to just take a nice deep breath and listen as you guide us into our experience in this kingdom.
Okay. So what I'm seeing is just it's almost like a safety net of this beautiful web of safety and knowing that we're always safe no matter where we are and what we're going through, alleviating all the fear and the blocks and anything that is deterring us, and knowing that the king is a place of safety, a safe haven that we can always go to and have it be our personal safe haven. So just sensing that security and sensing that calm and sensing and seeing that we're always supported and we're always powerful and we always have the choices to choose. We can choose to be fearful. We can choose to be happy. We can choose to be safe. So knowing that the power is always within you and the king is all powerful and knowing, but also incredibly supportive. So really just deep diving into that and feeling it and feeling that you are supported no matter what.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'm feeling that sensation. And as the king, because I am the king right now, it feels wonderful to hear those words from your mouth. And I'm hearing those words from your mouth, you as the queen, Corina. And I'm seeing you're sitting next to me, side by side with me. Me as the king, you as the queen. And it's as if you're whispering that into my ear for me to know what I am, right? And this confirmation of not just the hope, but the truth of what I offer, what I can offer people. If I am in alignment, if I am connected to my light, if I am truly seeing the light of all that is and being that within myself. And even as you speak those words, Corina, as my lovely queen, I'm also feeling emotion surrounding something that I have done as the king that is not supportive, but if one looked at it, you might think it is. And in the olden days, it was supportive. There were a lot of threats. There were many people who would come and fight us and try to take over the land and hurt the people. But I'm stepping into a new way of being the king here. I just had an adventure with my lovely daughter, and I now see that I am looking at her and I am holding her in a way where she does not feel free. She is not feeling empowered. I can tell it, and she is telling me that. In fact, this morning she came in and she was angry with me. She was very brave at being angry with me. She was very brave because I assumed that this gentleman that she has been close with, that now he was going to step in and they were going to be married and he was going to take on a certain role. Neither one of them wanted that to happen. She doesn't want to serve in the way we have in the past. She sees a whole new world, a different world that she wants to be living, that she wants to live in the kingdom. And as she talked to me, she helped me see this whole new world. And I now see in my haste that I have found identity in being a protector. But as I have found an identity in that, I have exclaimed and decided the things that that she gets to be protected from. And she doesn't want this. She wants to be free. She wants to explore, and she wants everyone around her to be able to explore and mature and live in a more empowered kingdom. An empowered kingdom. So I'm here with you, dear lovely queen. And I would love to hear more words of how to let go of this fear, let go of this identity or this story that I have to protect her from all of the evil around her. I want her to be safe. But is there another way for her to be safe other than the way I have looked at it before? This is what I'm asking in my masculine power, hoping that this kingdom will be a beautiful place for her to live in. And so this is my question for your queen, because I feel through your heart and your wisdom, you are going to share with me perhaps a way I can enter into this further.
So trusting to shift, I think, is the most important, and know that they'll always be safe and protected, always, no matter if you're there or not. I have 4 boys and do this every day. Sometimes they're not with me, sometimes they are. And, they're all teenagers. But when I think of them, I know in my heart they're protected, they're guided, they're safe. And I'm content with that. It feels good. So to offer trusting the shifts, trusting the in and outs and the ups and downs and the decisions that they will make on their own. And when we allow that and we let go of the control and let go of what we think it should look like, we empower them. And that's what it's all about. That's true love. That's true unconditional love. And when we take notice of that and really dive into that, we see a whole new world. And we see them reflecting back to us their decisions, their empowerment. They become powerful before our very eyes. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing to witness. And I rejoice in that when I see it. And over the holidays, I saw it time and time again. And it was beautiful just to witness. So, as a mother, as a father, as we go on this path, trusting the shifts that occur every day. So, yeah.
We now enter into a beautiful shamanic prayer, a prayer of love. I want to be able to honor that people are in a tough state right now, especially in California. So I'm just going to invite in our guides who are here ready and willing, and we honor that there is a lot going on in the world right now, and what we wish to offer is something that will help ease suffering, help build confidence that we are a community of love here to support each other, and we can step into a whole new world where we feel confident in that. This is what's coming forward today as we travel, as we explore, as we excavate our hearts, our minds, and allow our wills to come in as supports for ourselves in our lives and for all those who are around us. And we sing the song of love and dedication. Aho. Oh, Yahweh. Oh, Yahweh. Ah, Yahweh. Ah, Yahweh. feeling down deep into the mother as all of these transformations in her body, on her shores, are occurring. Asking for all the gases and the poisons and things being released and the burnings, that they be directed in a way so that we may find our health, we will be able to help each other walk through these fires, literally and figuratively, being there for each other in our worlds and our lives. So we get to walk through the fire together, holding hands, knowing that as we do, the beauty of us, the gems within our hearts will shine. We will let go of what isn't needed, and it will rebloom into something beautiful and new. Just like after a fire, the seeds sprout and new life comes forward. We invite this circle, the cycle in love, and acknowledge our open hearts as we watch this burn. As we watch it burn, we are here together, stronger than the fire, beyond the fire, but appreciating fire. And our ancestors and all who are here with us, we watch and we wait till it is time to bloom again. Aho. These are wise words from a queen. As you spoke, I saw into her, this princess, my daughter, and I delighted to see all the ways she was able to explore. And I saw that I have always felt strong being able to tell my kingdom what reality was. The fear for me now is to know if I let go of this and say we all are kings and we all are making our choices in our reality, what might come forward? I am not dictating their world anymore. My, oh my. This to me, before me being able to dictate their world, felt like it brought safety.
Mm.
And perhaps when something is young, it is important to provide guidelines. It is important to help them be able to step forward and make sense of life. But I'm seeing my daughter is a mature young woman. She has a mind of her own, and I cannot cage it anymore.
Mhm.
And neither do I desire to. I see her as a flower, and I desire her to bloom.
Mhm.
So I am willing to lay down my crown in a certain respect, but I will never lay down the crown of awareness, of providing the kingdom for her so that she can live, of being aware of her surroundings, of being able to help direct her if she so asks, and to know that there are, and help provide beautiful supports around her. This is how I see this now. If I can provide a friend for her, if I can help her in that way, help provide a whispering voice when she needs it, I will be there. And all she needs to do is ask. I'm asking how this can happen. If any of you have listened and watched the first episodes, there's a bluebird, and all she needs to do is send the bluebird, and I will send my voice to her and know where she is at. So this is my offering that I'm offering now. So I'm putting down my crown and I'm pulling it off, and I'm laying it down right now, and I'm allowing her to come forward, to come forward. Hello, I am here. I am the princess, Sorelia. So this has been established before, all of you. It's good to see you all. We're being much more upfront and personal now than we ever have been before, because I am now talking. I am a bridge now to the world of Gwen, right? And so Corina, Angela, and me, we're going to have some fun now. Now that I have talked to my father, now that he understands. So we're going to step forward into some games together, because I know Corina wants to be with fear. We've talked about fear before. And I wanted to see if there is something that we could share with people to address and be with fear, so that when I am going forward in my adventures in this new world, that I feel that safety net, that I know that I'm okay, that I can face those fears and it's all right. So I was wondering if there's some magic that you can share. Today I brought my lovely snowflake. It's like, what I'm asking for is this lovely reminder of like this beautiful snowflake whenever I, get startled or whatever, just the signal that it's okay. It's all right. So this is the snowflake. I'm using as a symbol for myself of that. So Corina, share with me, is there anything coming through you concerning this?
Yeah, I think when we're most fearful, so many of us want to just forget and let it go or release it and never really getting to the core of the fear. And I love to dive into everything in my book, Transference, Connect to Your Soul Self. When I wrote it in 2019, it's a reference manual to discover your soul self. And I wrote it with Edgar Casey and Gladys Davis Turner. And they showed me so there's 28 exercises in the book, but they showed me through several of these exercises to really deepen your fear. Go into your fear. Feel it. What does it feel like? So many of us want to, alleviate it as fast as we can. But
Mhm.
there's a deeper knowing when we go into our fear. So even right now, we can, think of a fear, think of some anxiety, whatever we have, and feel it in our heart and just hold our heart and touch our heart and think about that fear. And we remain here for just a few minutes and going deep in it. What does it feel like?
Mm.
Really connecting. So, what we're doing is really connecting into our fear so we can release it, so we can acknowledge it. So, that's what we're doing. It's just really acknowledging our fear and what we are most resistant to. That's
Mm.
what fear is. What are we resisting? What are we
Mm.
running away from? So, this is bringing it back to empower you even more and giving you the opportunity to dive into that fear, anxiety, or whatever comes to your mind, your heart, your solar plexus. Those are the three main processing systems within our entire body. Those are our three brains. So why not dive into that? Get to know the fear, connect with the fear in order to release.
Say those 3 processing areas again for us so that
Mhm.
we can
So the
feel into it.
mind
Mhm.
is our first processing area. Our
Mhm.
heart is our second, and our solar plex is our third. So these are our three main brains. And when we align, when we connect with our brain, our head, our mind, what we're thinking, and we're connecting with our heart, what we're feeling, and then we connect with our solar plexus where all that energy comes in and out, right?
Mhm.
So when we're really connecting in with those three processing centers within our body, we can alleviate and create anything.
Mm. Now I'm feeling into each of those, and
Mhm.
as me as the princess, in my history, if I could touch into a fear that I have, the fear for me was not being supported. And if I go into that experience and that feeling, that experience of not being supported,
Mhm.
then I feel like I'm in a dark room.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm in a dark room, and the only way that, like, the only time I see the light is maybe sometimes that little window opens and something comes in to feed me. Something comes in to bring a little bit of light. And that's where that bluebird comes in. That little bluebird comes in and it whispers something to me. And it says, "This isn't all there is. This isn't all there is." And so it's saying, I have to be brave enough to step out of this room, but I'm not sure how to do that. And
Mhm.
I want support. And I feel like, isn't there someone who can show me how I can step out of this room? I feel so lost. I feel like I'm alone. I feel like no one is here to listen. These feelings and the sensation in my body is here. And it feels, as I'm feeling it and as I'm being with it, I'm feeling that turning in the solar plexus as I'm feeling it in my heart and my mind. And as I walk through it, it's almost like this feeling of that turning of the solar plexus. It's like it's moving energy. It's
Mhm.
like it's like saying it's almost like I'm feeling like I'm holding this experience and it's like a bubble, right? And suddenly I feel like I'm beyond that bubble of this experience, right?
Mhm.
Like I'm beyond that bubble of this experience. And it's like I look into it and I have so much compassion for the one that's in that bubble, right? And a part of me is just I want to just pop it. I just want to pop that little bubble of experience And like, if I do that, if I feel that, boom, I'm popping that bubble of experience. Suddenly I am in this space of light, right? Of connection, of feeling like the sensation that I can feel like, this entities and this intelligence and this love all around me. Like suddenly I'm out in the countryside and I can see the beautiful land, right? And I can see and vision all of these ways that I can explore, all of these ways that I can have adventures. And I see people, and it feels like they're companions along the way. Like when I greet people, it's like they're holding my hand as a companion and a friend, right? They're a companion and a friend. And I'm feeling the difference between the two of these right now. And I'm asking, well, how may I serve? And what may I do for this one who does not feel the support, who's hidden? Now I don't feel that way. I don't feel that way at all. But is there something that we get to do for that expression? Or is it just something that we say, oh, I found the door, I'm no longer there anymore, right?
Yeah. So you just went through the entire exercise that's in the book. It's exercise number 21. No, seriously, it's exercise number 21. It's called Your Choice. And
Hmm.
it's basically connecting to your open heart, deepening with gratitude. But first you're in your head, right? So we'll reference the three main processing centers. You're in your head, you're in your
Yeah,
dark room, right?
yeah,
It's hard to breathe. It's like, oh, dark, don't want to be here. Then we move to, so that was in your mind, right? And then we
yeah.
move to the heart, right? You saw that little opening, saw the bird come in, right? So
Hmm.
that's the
Hmm.
gateway opening up to possibilities. Then you
Hmm.
moved into your solar plex. You got out of the room and then you started, seeing different things, looking at different, your reality in a different way. So it's that's the transference of energy. That's what you just completed. And
Wow.
now you're on the outside. You're no longer in that dark room feeling incredibly unsupported. Now you're on the outside of the dark room, seeing a whole new world of new possibilities and deeply grateful that someone is there holding your hand. So, what you initially did not have and focused in on, you now do have, right? So,
Yeah,
you're having that support, and now you're such in deep gratitude. It's like, okay, what's next? How can I help other people? So,
yeah,
what you just went through is the entire process that is in my book. And it was so beautifully designed that way so we could have this conversation and we can help other people with this because it's when we have this dialogue, this is what happens. This is the transference of the energy that we are sharing. And when you're asking, what how can I serve? you know w-
yeah,
we are in service right now, so this is
yeah,
part of it. This is the next step,
yeah. And
and to
even
continue with that.
And
Yeah.
even as you say that, it almost feels like it even softens the experience of the one who is in that dark bubble, you
Yeah.
know? It's
100%.
like, "Oh my god,"
Yes.
it's like, "Oh my gosh,
Mhm.
I am loved even and in
Yep.
service, even as I am here, even as if I'm experiencing this at this moment in
Yeah.
time." But there's this beautiful thing that I just saw in that, and I just love this. I love that, you guys, this was not planned. I knew that we
No,
were going to
off the
do
cuff.
some fear work, but one thing that was so beautiful about that and how you expressed it is when I see this is really the solar plexus is almost like this absolute honoring that we are in a social agreement,
Hmm.
right? And if you ever feel like you aren't, like you're not connected to anyone, check in with your solar plexus because it's all about relationships.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about how we see ourselves compared with others, how we connect with others, how
Mm-hmm.
we live our truth in the world,
Mm-hmm.
right? In this physical world. So I see how that is so powerful, that
Mm-hmm.
process of checking in with all three of those, because that power of the solar plexus, it can really be powerful because it is really it pulled me into the connection on the earth, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What does this mean here? Oh, I'm not alone. Oh, there's someone here,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And it's good to acknowledge that whenever, that's why we have these different centers. And I feel because
Mm-hmm.
each part of each one of these energies bring in a certain truth
Mm-hmm.
that we acknowledge. And the
Mm-hmm.
brain and the mind is helping us see how we're interpreting our life, what we think our life is, what that inner experience is. Our heart is offering a connection, is offering the light, and the solar plexus is seeing how that's tied into the earth today. So, what a powerful combination
Mm-hmm.
to walk through energetically.
Yeah, absolutely. That was fun.
Mhm.
I love it. I love it. I think it's
Crazy
great.
Magick Playtime, just like a snowflake falling down to the earth. I don't know how a snowflake comes into this, but eventually I'll see how. I'll see how a snowflake comes into this. Um, this is so fun. And now that we've gone through that experience of being with fear, and this is such a really practical tool that
Mhm.
we can be with ourselves and practice with. I love,
Yeah. And it's
that
not
tool.
only practical, I mean, it's we all go through it. So it's a
Hmm.
connection to everyone.
Hmm.
We all go through it. It's just
Hmm.
not a few people. you know.
Hmm.
Well,
Hmm.
at some point we all go through this. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's real tricky because in that fear, in that closed room, I don't know that there is I just get a glimpse that there's a world outside of it,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
But everything that I experience when I'm in that fear says, no, I'm alone. And everything else kind of is this facade that
Mhm.
isn't there for
Yeah,
me,
because the rational brain, I mean, well, we're all left right brain. The rational brain kicks in and wants facts. Okay, dark room. I'm here. I'm stuck. I can't move. Blah, blah, blah. Right. So if
Yeah.
we go through that dialogue and stay in the mind, then it's like, okay, oh, yeah, that is facts. That's facts. But when we're moving, we're transcending into the heart, a whole new world
Mhm.
opens up, right? Because it is
Mhm.
light, it's our portal, it's our connection to the entire universe and to others and to animals and to the earth, yeah, everything, right? So our
Mhm.
connection with our heart is so important. That's why when I fear, so just as an experience for me, when I fear something, I go right into my heart and then I go right into my solar plex because I take in so much information and I exert so much information, right? So it's this in and out, but it does ground me. And I always go into my heart. It's like, okay, what does my heart say? What's happening? And I physically touch my heart. So that's
Mhm.
another thing too, to actually touch your body.
Mhm.
I think for so many years, like, oh, that's weird. And, all those preconceived notions that other people have had in the past and they'll, you know, paradigms ago. You know what I mean? It's just no, this is present. This is right here, right now. What can you do? And these are tools, these are tips that you can do on an everyday basis. So,
Mhm. I
so
love that.
helpful.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm feeling called now as the princess to kind of step into this new world that I
Mhm.
just opened up, and I'm just entering in, and I'm looking across the vast land, me in my little shamanic journey. And I, as the princess, I'm wearing my lovely flower necklace because this is
Mhm.
something that symbolizes me as this blooming, lovely feminine energy and my excitement to explore, right?
Mhm.
I'm so excited. And I'm looking across this vast land. And at first, it looks like all these fields, this beautiful grassland and the mountains and the distance. And I'm going to explore and I'm going to open And I'm going to ask myself, what are the qualities and the beautiful things that I desire to experience? This is kind of where I get to find my will, right? I get to acknowledge my will. I get to acknowledge my desire. And right now, it feels like I've pushed that away so much. I'm feeling it in my solar plexus, and I love that you brought it back into the solar plexus, because right now, this is something in Gwen's life, in Gwen's life, that has been, a theme of trying to figure out will, right? And what is it? And if it's good or bad. Because it's gotten a bad rap, okay? From her Christian upbringing, from even all of her spiritual training that she has experienced. And I'm wanting to connect in with my will. I'm wanting to connect in with my will, and I'm wanting to have an adventure, but it feels like, oh my gosh, this feels blocked. It feels like it can't even express its desire, because there's some kind of idea, and perhaps there's the fear again that I get to be with. So sometimes we get to cycle through this, right? So if there was a fear around this, I'm going back to my head, and I'm going to go back. I'm just going to do this. I'm going back to my head. What is the fear surrounding this? It's as if I'm feeling in my soul, it's as if me breaking free and saying what I want would hurt something, right? It's like that feeling of the pressure and pushing against what I think is to get out. It feels like, oh, that's gonna hurt somebody, right? It's saying that you're wrong and I'm right, right? Maybe I'm more important than you. And that hurts. It feels like, oh, isn't that selfish? Isn't that wrong? Doesn't that hurt someone? I'm feeling all that. I'm feeling a connection with my mother. So in her feeling overstressed, I took that in as, oh, I hurt someone, right? I hurt someone. Because when we're empaths, that's what we do. We're aware, right? We're aware. Oh. So my heart is opening. I'm feeling it in my heart, this compassion for the one who took on the pain of others and said, I am responsible for that. When I desired and I needed something, I hurt someone because of my expression, right? And I am feeling kind of this movement in my heart, sadness moving through my heart. It's a sadness that that's how it had to be, sadness that got to be, sadness. And this kind of deep explanation, I didn't want to hurt you, right? I didn't want to hurt you. I am so sad. I am so sorry. It feels like I get to speak this out. I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't want to hurt you. I simply needed something. I simply needed something. And it feels as if, as I talk that, it feels like more light is coming into the room. Like if I say that, it's okay. I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't want to hurt you. This, feeling like, oh, like the innocence of the child now gets to come forward. The innocence of the child gets to come forward. And now I feel like it's like the sense of, now I'm connecting into my solar plexus, me reaching out and me being able to grab the hand of my mother, and it's okay. Like, it's okay. And I recognize that I can see she's doing her own energetic thing. She's got it going down. It doesn't have to do with me. Like, as soon as I released it, I can still feel that she's having her own journey, right? It's okay. That anger and that frustration, that's hers to deal with. She gets to deal with that, right? Oh, that is so relieving.
Mm-hmm.
That is so relieving.
So it's funny. Transfer. So what you were speaking of is transferring emotions for grounding. And this is another exercise. It's funny. I wrote all of these exercises that I wanted to cover, and we're doing it. It's very interesting. I love it. So
This is
exercise
this
number
is called crazy magic
I
playtime because
love
this is
it.
what
It's so
works.
magical because this is what's transpiring. It's very authentic and beautifully orchestrated. The exercise number 25 is called transferring emotions for grounding. And so when we're speaking it out loud, so that's a part of it as well, right? We're not holding it in. We're transferring energy up and out. So we're lightening the load that we carry, right? So we're
Mhm.
even if the person's not in front of us, even just speaking it out loud, doing as we're doing here, speaking it
Mhm.
to a wall or go into your closet and speak out loud. I do that frequently. It's
Yeah.
seriously, it is. So
Yeah.
what is that doing? It's transferring the energy that we have stuck in here, right? We
Mhm.
have no support. We have no one to talk to. I can't tell this person what I really think, blah, 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 right? So when
Yeah.
we release it through our voice, it dissipates, right? It makes us feel lighter. It transcends us into another level, right? It transcends
Mhm.
us into feeling better, feeling lighter, feeling like we have more hope, we have more faith, so on and so forth. But what we're doing, we're transferring energy. We're getting it up and out. So that's part of releasing as well. So we can have our aha moments. We can have our that relief, and if we're doing this on a daily basis, it's the ripple effect that we're creating for other people to witness it and acknowledge it and to experience it. You
Mhm.
know, we're not
Yeah.
I mean, and then all of a sudden it's like, even me, even just talking about this exercise and talking, reflecting on what you just went through as the exercise that you didn't even know you were going through. You're
Mhm.
feeling lighter.
Yeah.
There was tears, there was fear, there's such sadness, deep rooted sadness, right? But as we speak of it, it dissipates, becomes lighter, it becomes
Yeah.
more manageable. It becomes the shift that we're looking for. So it's all, all this beautiful self-discovery work is at our disposal every moment of each day. And if we don't have the tools and the tips and the tricks and all those things, we're not knowing how to do these things. But these are steps, these are
Yeah.
exercises, our dialogue is an exercise, so
Mhm.
just all of this, a compilation of all these beautiful shifts are what is getting closer to what we desire. It is getting closer to what and who we are.
I'm just finishing up a beautiful cup of tea and a break for my day. This cup of tea is a mended tea from Sunstone Formulas. They also have other beautiful teas like the woman's tea, which really helps me feel energized and clarified. And also, they have things such as colloidal silver at the best price you can find it, the highest quality, salves, and other beautiful formulas for you in your life. Please feel free to check them out at sunstoneformulas.com. Before we move on, let's do some breath work. Using our imagination, we can open creativity, love, joy, curiosity, and awe into our lives. Welcome to the 5-Minute Bubbles Reboot Meditation, using breath
and a sense of play. You can do this exercise with or without actual bubbles. Let's begin by grounding ourselves. Find a peaceful spot and take 3 deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling while feeling connected to the earth. Now imagine holding a big bottle of bubbles and a wand. Hold this bottle of bubbles close to your chest and feel connected. Imagine as you breathe down through your body and deep into the earth and back up again that this bubble solution is traveling down with it and gathering any thoughts, desires, and intentions stuck in your body back up into the bottle, and it is purifying them. With each breath, invite anything you desire to transform or let go of up through your body. Feel it in your heart and allow it to transfer to this bottle of bubbles. Hold this bottle in love and acknowledge in gratitude all that is now being clarified there. And think about what new possibilities may be in your life. Open and feel the possibilities and tap into what excites you. Now imagine you taking the bubble wand and dipping it into the bubble solution. Pull it out and continue being with what brightens you. Feel the excitement welling up within you as you inhale and then blow out into the wand. Yes, blow deeply. Watch as this creative bubble you just blew lifts and rises up into the sky. Dip the bubble wand again, bring it out, being with what you are excited about, and blow. As you blow, it's like a sonic sound entering the universe, creating ripples of energy. Let the breath and intention flow from deep in your body, releasing this creative energy into the world. Continue blowing and imagine these creative bubbles rising into the sky, mingling with other bubbles and dancing as they interact with each other. Now imagine you are blowing through the wand without any bubble mixture. Focus on an area in the sky that you want to clear. As you blow, feel the air parting the clouds and opening up space for new possibilities. Invite your bubbles into this open space. See them dance and play with each other. Enjoy this dance as the sky provides the space for understanding, clarity, and love. Continue to blow bubbles and see them join the dance. Dip your wand one last time and send up some bubbles of gratitude and joy to join them. Come back to your heart and your body and acknowledge the new joy and clarity you are feeling. Close up the bottle of bubbles and set it aside. Know that this bottle is doing its job, whether you are aware of it or not. And the clarity can be simply felt through your breath. Be with this clarity now and see the next simple action you get to take that is in alignment with it. Rise and take that step in joy, love, and clarity. You have now rebooted into a new day. Click the link below to receive your very own free soul play meditation, reboot, or soul song.
So it's
Yeah.
it it's just like the lotus unfolding, coming up
Oh.
out of the murky waters. It's blooming, one petal at a time, and it's a beautiful
Mhm.
process. But we
Yeah.
all go through the process, and everybody does not process the same way. Us as
Right.
empaths bringing in information, your mom, your friends, they don't process the same way. We
Yeah.
think they do, right? So that's the mind again,
Yeah.
dropping down to the heart. It's our experience. We
Mhm.
create our own reality. I feel sadness because of the fires. Am I there? No. Are other people witnessing and experiencing a total different experience? Absolutely, right? Do I
Mhm.
feel it? Yes, I do, right? But
Mhm.
those are examples. You could be feeling like you hurt somebody's feelings, feeling devastated just within that, and they have no idea what you're talking about.
Exactly.
It just went like this over them. Like, what?
Yeah.
You know?
We
So
definitely are in
we
different
take it
realities. Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
right? We take on that role. Why? So again, it's going into your heart. It's like, why do I feel like this?
Yeah.
Why do I feel like I hurt somebody when I said that? You
Yeah.
know, did they really, confront you? Then that's a dialogue, right? But
Yeah.
to the depth of what you feel is completely different
Yeah.
from their perspective. So,
Our inner worlds are so they're so us. I guess you could say it,
yeah,
our inner worlds are so
yeah.
us, and I love what you're saying right now, feeling into it because of course, I just walked through this process connecting with my mother
Mhm.
or my idea of what my mother is,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
Because this is my world. This is
Your
what I could
perception. Yep.
see, what
Mhm.
I could bring in. And as my guides work with me, they use this term rice, receptivity,
Yeah.
interpretation, our creative or a choice, and our expression. They're all tied together in one,
Mhm.
which kind of makes up this unique experience of us. But
Mhm.
we all can be aware of that. And we can also
Mhm.
ask for ways that we can open and understand more if it's not working for us. If our receptivity, if what we're willing to bring into us is a little bit out, it's a little bit out of whack. For we can address these things. We can see into our unique mechanism,
Mhm.
which is totally unique from someone else's mechanism,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And as we relate to each other, we do our best to see each other as best as we can, but it's
Mhm.
still through our own lenses,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And this is brings me into, wanting to connect to our higher self or our guides, which helps us to see
Mhm.
beyond our lenses a little bit more. But
Mhm.
before we go, I just wanted to express what was happening through me in this process and how it's extending even further, right? This beautiful because I've always had a tough time working with my solar plexus.
Interesting.
It is my if I could say a weak point in me, that's the weak point is my solar plexus. It's like, how do I freaking do this earth? Right? How do I relate to other people? Right. And I was born a twin, and so I have some different views on that. It's been a little bit challenging for me, but
Mhm.
I'm feeling even more opening. Like literally when I the last thing I did, I could feel that the breaking open, right?
Mm-hmm.
That breaking open. And then what's coming in now, this is a process, people. What came in after that was anger. Okay. And the anger was me looking at this idea of my mom and saying, you didn't provide me with a place where I felt safe. Right. Because all of this that was going on with you, all of your emotion, all of the stuff that was going on with you in your world, I didn't feel like I was in a protective, loving, nourished space. I felt insecure, right? So there's this feeling, oh, okay, now I get to go back with that, and be in that feeling of insecure, being in that feeling of, as a baby, it's not like, it's like we're at the beginning of our thought process. We don't know how to manage ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, do I get to be angry now and bring that to the present? No, but I can be with it and help it process,
Mm-hmm.
right? And ultimately, I am this more mature being that knows that it's just an experience that I had, right? And I can just help love myself through that experience,
Mm-hmm.
and I can see a broader picture. I can invite in a broader picture. But through this process, I can do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can allow and open the broader picture
Mm-hmm.
from that.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something that some little tips, some little gem that you want to share about that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, when you mentioned anger, people always shun away from anger, that anger is bad, or anger, oh, I shouldn't feel angry. Absolutely not. You go through it. It's the same as love and fear and anxiety. Once we tap into it, it's okay. It's okay to
Mhm.
feel angry. you
Yeah.
know it's okay, and to go through it, go through those emotions, go through your whole
Yeah.
gamut of emotions, because that's our makeup. We
Mhm.
are our emotions sometimes, and sometimes we let our emotions run the show. And if we honor each emotion that come up and out,
Mm.
it alleviates the sting, the hurt, the anger. My face is turning red and I'm so angry. It dissipates, when we're
Mhm.
honoring, what, I'm angry and it's okay. It
Mhm.
gives us permission to tap into that anger, tap into that hurt, tap into that sadness, that devastation, and just to really honor what we're noticing, what is coming up and out from us. And then
Mm.
we're better up to um, see a different way.
Yeah.
There are openings to that. I think, honoring ourselves on so many different levels, you know enlightens us on so many different ways,
Yeah.
and transports us into a new reality, into a whole new world that we're creating. So really
Yeah.
just honoring who you are, and you're amazing, and knowing that, and
Mm.
yeah, and being with that.
Yeah. I feel like there's one last little step in this, because, Crazy Magic Playtime is about experiencing. And if any of you are here and you're feeling like you're getting pulled into this experience and these practices, do so. Like when you're in this energy, it's going to help support you during the process. And right
Mhm,
now, I thought it was interesting because this morning or last night, something that was coming through me is I identified the one who had this righteous anger, right? This 3-year-old in me that was this righteous anger. It's like it knew what was supposed to be right. It knew that people weren't treating her right. It knew that everything was wrong. And it was just like kind of this big FU, right?
mhm,
you know, to the world and what was happening, and kind of the sense of betrayal that was going on. And me being able to be in with this anger, like if I'm looking at my mom and I'm just being really honest, and I'm just like, I am so angry at you because I don't feel honored, and I don't feel like you honor what's the reality of you and what the world is right now. I feel like disrespected in essence. And I know, at the same time, it's like when I'm feeling that anger, I'm also feeling my devotion, right? It's like my devotion to wanting to feel that love, right? To wanting to feel that connection. And as I honor that, it's like it's underneath that layer, right? It feels like that's the light. Oh my gosh, I just got to the light, right? I just arrived into the light, the dedication and the devotion to my love and to my light. And it's like me wanting to protect it. At the same time, it built a wall, right?
Mhm.
It built a wall. But now, as I can express that and I can go under it, right now, as I'm feeling it, it's like now in this dark room, there is light. This is like the illumination, right?
Mhm.
This is the jewel that we can get to, right?
Mhm.
When we go through our processes deep enough. It's like
Yeah.
now we can be in the dark and there's illumination because not like I'm acknowledging it. I see it. Oh, here's my light.
Mhm.
Here's my light. And it's okay. And I can be with and I can nurture you. I can acknowledge you. There doesn't have to be a wall of anger, of frustration. And this is natural because
Mhm.
that's what I was angry at in the first place. I was angry about that wall in my mother, right? I
Yep.
was angry in the not acknowledgement in my mother, right? But it's here, right? And it's like, oh, now it can just all lay down.
Offense. Yep.
Here it is. And it is now. Now I feel like, okay, this is a whole new world. I am a whole new world right now, right? And I can look out on the land, and it's not like I have to push anything. It's going to naturally come up, like naturally, instantly. It's like, oh, there are some seeds there. And now there's a huge beanstalk that's growing up really tall, and it's almost as if naturally the flow is initiating movement in my world. That's how it feels like for me right now.
Awesome.
So cool. All right.
It's crazy magic playtime.
All right. I feel like you get to be a sinister character, Corina. Come on, step in here. Come on. What are you gonna be? What are you gonna be? I pulled out my Buddha beads.
Oh, that's so funny.
What did you
Mhm.
bring as far as these, a talisman or a toy or whatever today? Because I want to see what you brought.
I'm just gonna stick with this because that was the first.
Yeah. Oh,
I
so
love this.
beautiful.
Yeah, I love this. So I made
Oh,
this years ago and it's on my desk and I just love it. It's very intricate, it's very detailed, but it's very deep. It's got so much
yes.
depth. But also too, it's acknowledging what's on the outside and as it comes into into the core, right? Into the core. It's representing everything,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
acknowledging everything. So, yeah.
It's so much so alive, and the depth in it is so beautiful.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
We're talking about, this, representing this blooming flower,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's right there. It's right there, like
Mhm.
in that kind of this acknowledgement of that
Yeah.
beautiful, live, active bloom, like
Mhm.
that we are, that is within us. Ah,
Multidimensional. So there you go. We're
multi-dimensional
all
self.
multidimensional and it's
Yes,
okay.
yes, it's okay. And right now, I'm feeling like this beautiful blessing gets to come in. So this is, I knew when we chatted, I said, I feel like we get to connect with our guides or higher sources or whatever
Mhm.
together. And I'm feeling a blessing coming through and down. So This is unusual. I wasn't expecting it. And it's an acknowledgement for you, Corina. I started out wearing a crown, and now I'm picking up the crown and I'm handing it over through the screen. Here you go.
Thank you.
Take that crown and put it on your head. There's this sense of real beautiful connection, like an acknowledgement of you being crowned in your glory. And there is a blessing that's coming forward. And I know, this isn't what I planned, but hello. I guess the princess or the shaman, the Buddhist with the beads, is willing to speak from the heavens. So here we go. Let's see what he says, okay? And this is a blessing for you, dear Corina. You are a beautiful, lovely lady. Let's see what comes through. Yes. Corina, this is a blessing for you to recognize your true connection. There are those here who have come into your world, so to speak, in your spheres energetically, and you feel them at all times. You feel them present all around you. And this is a beautiful way your world has opened. But we are also exclaiming that there is even more blessings that wish to be bestowed upon you. And as you open your heart and accept and say you are worthy, all of this love and light will be drawn into you. And you will release that which no longer serves, the sadness, the last vestiges of the sadnesses, the same things that we just covered today with Gwen. And you recognize these things as a human being. We all get to experience them. But we are here to say you are not alone. You are crowned with so many crowned in love and light who have a divine mission and a divine vision. And your vision will expand. You will feel the support that is needed in your life. For this shamanic journey was also for you, dear one. We acknowledge you and your path. We acknowledge that you are willing to step forward, that you have offered yourself in a way of love to the earth. And so we are here acknowledging and offering you a blessing, a gem within your third eye as we speak, for you to know that you are not alone. You do not need to do this alone. And for your beautiful practices, your beautiful exclamations, your beautiful tools that will assist many will be shared in so many ways with people. And once again, we say you are not alone. We are all here in love and light, and we offer this to you and to all who are listening, all you who have been devoted and have opened in your devotion to your light, to loving and assisting others. We are here with you. You have those who are there in support, and we offer you an invitation to open and invite those loving energies in further into your life. You will find ways to do this, and it will naturally flow, for the earth is going through a transformation, and these loving rays, this loving light, is becoming more accessible to all. And so we are excited to be a part of this transference on the earth. A little humor, yes, we would say. A little humor for you to enjoy that you are on the path. You are on a beautiful mission. And so we leave this sense of lovingness with you in love and light. Aho.
Thank you.
There you go. We have just traversed a large journey here together. And as I felt this beanstalk growing up, who knows? Maybe my next adventure, I will be traveling up the beanstalk. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
You never know with Gwen's crazy Magick Playtime. Perfect. Well, before we go, Corina, Angela, I just want to see if there's a little process that you would suggest people to experience, something that they can jump into, a little soul play for them. Usually I give them a soul play, but
Mhm.
maybe today you get to give them a soul play.
Just to know yourself, know thyself, and deep dive into that, whatever that may be for you, and
Mhm.
to play, to have more playtime, and to experience more playtime, and
Mhm.
allow yourself to play more.
Mhm. Play today, play today, play
Mhm.
today. That's
Yeah,
going to look different for everyone. Yay.
yeah.
But play can be beautiful and fun, but it also can be deep and
Mhm.
transformative, right?
Huge breakthroughs. I've had so many breakthroughs through play, through swinging on a swing, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and just putting
Uh-huh.
your head back and just swinging for 10, 15 minutes and feeling the air and deep breathing. And then all of a sudden, an amazing idea. Oh my gosh, it's
Mm-hmm.
allowing those openings throughout your day, every day.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, and that inspiration will flow through you. So right now I'm like, oh, how can I play? Oh, I can make up a song about myself
Exactly.
right
I mean,
now.
and the imagination just and that's the stimulus that we all crave. We all crave a certain stimulus, not social media like, threat, oh, this, that. No, it's the creativity that we crave and we desire on an everyday basis. So how can we play more? How can we have fun in different ways?
I love that.
Mhm.
Well, I'm going to go and make up a song about myself today. Maybe it'll include you, Karina.
Awesome.
Maybe it's going to include you. You'll watch
Yay.
the episode and you're like, oh,
Fun.
okay. There's
Mhm.
Gwen's song about
There you go.
me and her. Maybe we're going
Fun.
on an adventure up the beanstalk or whatever. But I'm so glad that you could join me today and,
Thank you.
for you to feel a little bit more of this play energy
Mhm.
with you
That's
in
fun.
your life and just, shimmy it up your body, shimmy,
Mhm.
shimmy, shimmy, shake. This is kind of the play and the movement that I love. And everyone's at different phases or levels or things that they're doing and they're ready for. But
Yeah.
I'm offering a little, this is my little gift. I'm offering a little seed of more play for you in your life. A
Mhm.
little something, you'll feel it in your body and you'll be like, oh, I just need to move. I just need to do this. It feels good. Just
Thank
sending you that little gift, that little
thank you.
whisper, just like the little snowflake
Yay.
down, just the soft
Awesome.
little whisper inside of you. And everyone out there, get out and play. Get
Mhm.
out and play today. Feel your body, feel the movement, let the energy flow. Feel into the feelings, let them move you and open you up to a whole new world.
Mhm.
A dazzling place I never knew. Me and Karina, we could have gone on a magic carpet ride. We kind of did
Yeah.
anyways. Your soul play for today is to jump in and sing a song. After we got done recording, a vision came in through me with Karina. And this vision was her as this beautiful child dancing, singing. And as she was twirling, she fell down and skinned her knee on a rock. She became injured. And then she thought, maybe there was something wrong with me that happened. No, there wasn't anything wrong. This is just a part of your life's experience. So my guides lovingly provided a nice little band aid and told her to sing. Sing. What's this song? The encouragement of the song is to express and then to come into this beautiful vibration of your true, innocent young child. And as you do so, you're going to feel a sense of the high energies coming around you. The way I see it in soul play or in shamanic work is all the birds start singing along with you. If you know how to enter into this experience, imagine yourself as this little girl or boy, and you've just skinned your knee. But you know that if you're able to sing, maybe perhaps at first there are a few tears, you're expressing your sadness or confusion. But as you sing and you get inspired and you've heard the birds sing before, you start singing and you start calling out to them, and your voice gets brighter and brighter until you hear the birds start singing along with you. As you do that, you're going to feel this energetic transference, this energetic connection that lifts and brings you into a new space. If you desire, you can record your song or simply record the feelings that you are feeling as you do so. But I invite you into the soul play for you, yourself, for a refreshment of your soul, and for you to be able to see how you can step into a new destiny, one beyond the hurt that you've experienced in your past. I'm so grateful for you joining me in Soul Play in Gwen's Crazy Magic Playtime. Please make sure to write a comment below, give me a thumbs up, and know that this has touched you in your life today. Blessings. See you next time in Gwen's Crazy Magic Playtime podcast show.